Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get into Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 22, Doubts, Dilemmas, and Drag. So, as the scene is opening up, we see that Chloe and Emily are talking. It's about 2 weeks after Emily's decision day, and they're just kind of talking, getting caught up. And one of the things they are talking about is the meeting that Chloe and Michael had with Dr. Pia. And, Chloe is basically letting Emily know she really didn't care too much for Dr. Pia's approach when she was discussing what had been transpiring between Chloe and Michael. Chloe is stating that Dr. Pia said that their marriage was coming off as unauthentic. And I kind of agree with Dr. Pia because one of the things that they are struggling with is number one, Michael does not want the farm, the pet farm, pet sanctuary type of situation. And he also does not want to move in right away. And I personally feel that Chloe does want, she's already said that she wants the pet sanctuary, but she also said that she wants to live together, straight away after decision day. Michael says 5 days is about all I can give you. So, which Michael, we really looking at you. We side eyeing you, but okay. But I really don't feel that Chloe is being sincere with Michael in this moment. I think she's kind of staying quiet, going along to get along, so to speak. Now, we can see that Emily is really trying to encourage Chloe in the sense that, Emily says, yeah, I feel like Dr. Pia can be a little strong in, her counseling sessions. However, at the same time, Emily feels like, Dr. Pia is just trying to help and trying to make you think about things in a different way, or make you see something in a different way. So, Emily definitely was giving Chloe something to think about in that moment. Now we're going over to Claire, and she's actually doing a diary cam. And apparently, it's Cameron's birthday. So she's saying, she sent Cameron a text, a happy birthday text, and he did not respond. And so her thought process is, well, now it's just over. The relationship is no more in any kind of form. Well, Claire, their relationship been over. I mean, we technically Cam hadn't been a part of the process in weeks. I mean, we really haven't seen a whole lot of him. He showed up for the big group setting, but other than that, we really haven't seen him unless he's talking to one of the other guys. So he really has not been, in any type of relationship with you anyway. That ended a long time ago. Now I do think Cameron, if she's not blocked, which girlfriend, you might be blocked. I don't know. But if she's not blocked, Cameron, you could have said thank you and just kept it pushing. But Claire is saying she wants an apology. And I don't know that, she really needs one. I'm trying to recall what happened between Cameron and Claire that she feels like she needs an apology. I don't remember anything that Cameron did to her that would make her warrant an apology. What do you guys think? So now we're going over to Becca, and Becca is back in her own living space, and she's actually FaceTiming with her mom and just kind of talking about things that as they have transpired through with Austin. And honestly, guys, I mean, I have to I'm questioning myself at this point because I'm really thinking that is Becca having a pity party right now? Because some of the things she is saying is, you know, well, will I ever find someone who's emotionally intelligent? Okay, well that's a good question. But then she goes on to say, Austin, she's just speaking so highly of Austin as if Austin does not have any faults. And I feel as if she is putting a lot of blame on herself. And she's being very emotional right now. as she's talking to her mom, and her mom is trying to comfort her as a mom would. Her daughter is hurting, and I'm sure that would devastate me if I was in that situation. But Becca, I think you're being too tough on yourself right now. Whatever happened happened. Um, Austin, you and Austin only knew each other for a brief amount of time, and I know you really wanted it to work. But Becca, I think you're just being too hard on yourself. It's okay to take blame for the things that you may have contributed to the downfall of your marriage, but you can't take 100% blame. I mean, Austin has to take some as well. I really think that Becca is being too tough on herself. So now we are over with Orion and Lauren. Of course, they are not together, but this is their segment of the show. And Lauren is actually getting a pedicure with one of her friends, and Orion is over at Brendan's house helping him out with a few things. And so, Lauren is talking to her friend about a text message that Orion had sent her. She had let her friend know, Orion and I, we kind of went out, we hung out for a little while. She's not really calling it a date, but they did the archery dodgeball. And after that, if you guys recall, Orion had said, I'm not ready for this to be over, and Lauren was like, well, she's not trying to be in a relationship with Orion, but if you want to be friends, we can attempt that. So this is where Orion and Lauren's story is kind of picking up. So Orion apparently sent Lauren a text message and was like, hey, you know let's be friends, let's this and that. And basically Lauren responds to Orion, no, no thank you, no new friends. I got enough friends. Here's the thing. Once again, Orion, I am trying to understand why you are here. When you and Lauren first got married, y'all did okay for 2 days. I'm gonna say 2 days, and which it really was longer than that, but it felt like 2 days. And you wanted out, you didn't want to be a part of the marriage anymore, so you left. Lauren was still at that moment open to getting back with you. I don't think you were interested. So now you're coming back and saying, I'm not done with the relationship. She was going to be your friend, but now she hasn't had enough time to think about it and also pick up on your patterns and say, you know what? If he can't be consistent in things, I'm not interested. Plus, Lauren feels like she has a pretty good community. She does not need to hang out with Orion. He doesn't need to be a part of her circle. So now Orion is feeling a certain kind of way. He's feeling rejected, as he said. And, Brennan is telling him, maybe slow down on all of that. Brennan, from his perspective, is saying, I'm going to take a minute to heal. Brennan is speaking of himself. After everything that has transpired, he is not trying to reach back out to yeah, Emily. He's not trying to reach back out to Emily. He just wants to heal. He doesn't want to date other people. He doesn't necessarily want to be Emily's friends. He's really done. So he is giving that same advice to Orion, but Orion is like, I don't know. I still feel like we really had a good connection. When, Orion? Never once on TV could we see any type of connection between you and Lauren. I'm not sure. So we see that Michael is in his home away from home, the boxing ring, and he's about to, get in a little workout. And around the corner walks in none other than Austin, with his hat turned to the back because that's the only way he knows how to wear a hat. And he has on a hat 24/7. The hat never leaves his head. Actually, I think there was maybe one episode where he did not have a hat on for 2.5 seconds. But other than that, that hat has remained on his head the entire time. So anyway, Austin is talking about, he's just giving an update on where he and Becca are at the moment, and they are nowhere. They're not even speaking. Um, to me, Austin seems as if don't even believe he's being honest in this situation. I don't think he's been honest this entire season. I don't know why he's on the show for, I mean, is it for something other than Married at First Sight? Like, did he think he was going to get chosen? I'm not sure, but I don't think that he was ever into Becca to start with. I think Becca was fully in and Austin was not. So even as Austin is sitting here talking to Michael and he's saying things like, oh, we're not speaking right now. I've been, having some really emotional moment. Austin, stop it. Just stop because no, you're not. So then Austin kind of says, okay, well, where are you and Chloe? How are you and Chloe doing? So Michael is given the update, that his decision day is coming up. And Michael clearly has doubts. Like as soon as Chloe said that she wanted the pet sanctuary, the animal sanctuary, and she said she wanted 5 foster kids. And she let him know that she wanted them to move in, right after decision day if they both said yes and be there together 24/7. Michael has left the building. He does not want any of that. Now, I gotta say that I can understand him not wanting the pet sanctuary. Okay, that might be a lot for right now, for the very beginning. Maybe that's something that you guys can work towards, but right off the rip, maybe not. Let y'all already got 5 pets between you, so y'all already got a pet sanctuary. Then the 5 foster kids again, I kind of get that too. That's a lot, especially if we're not even sure if he wants biological children. Maybe he does, but clearly doesn't want 5. I mean, 5 kids biological or fostering is a lot, so I understand that. But Michael, no, this the not staying with her 7 nights versus 5. You only want to be there 5. No. Michael goes on to say that they're only 20 minutes apart. No, we don't care about none of that. If we're married, you're gonna be in the home every night. That's what marriage is. And Married at First Sight and Lifetime, let me say this. We have now had 2 weeks of post decision day footage. We don't want it. We don't want it. I want to see the reunion. I want Chloe and Michael to get married, but y'all or have their decision day, but y'all stretching out these other couples that clearly they don't even like each other. Please, please. Well, we are moving back over to Chloe and Michael, and they are in the shared living space. Michael is cooking, and Chloe comes in. And so, immediately they do get into the conversation that Dr. Pia had with them. And Chloe's just, kind of giving Michael her thoughts, letting him know, okay, I thought that was a really hard conversation that we had with Dr. Pia. But she wanted to discuss the fact that Dr. Pia felt like they were being inauthentic. And Chloe is saying, really, she's trying to let Michael know that she is not being inauthentic, and then she brings up the fact that, Michael's mom does not know that they're married. And hey, guess what, Michael? Chloe's okay with that. That's what her mouth is saying. And Chloe is also saying that even though, Dr. Pia accused her of being inauthentic, she does want to make sure that they are being authentic with each other, especially as it relates to them not living together full time. So Chloe is broaching the subject again. She is letting Michael know again, hey, it is Chloe's opinion that they should be living together full time if they both say yes on decision day. And Michael is saying, hey, we can cross that bridge when we get to it. We can think about it. But right now, he doesn't necessarily see how they can because they do have 5 animals between them. The most apartments in the area that they live don't allow that many animals. And, even if they were to rent a home, it may be difficult. The landlord may not want them to have that many animals. Michael, you throwing excuse after excuse after excuse. I think that y'all could get away with it because all of y'all's animals are little. Y'all, I don't see not one big animal. They all look under 20 pounds. But again, I don't have 5 pets, so I don't know. Um, but he's not. He still is not with living with her full time. So now we are with Brennan and Michael. And Michael is saying, hey, you've been down this road before. You've already had your decision day. My decision day is coming up. And I just, I need to pick your brain. And so Brennan is saying, well, how are things going? And Michael is saying, hey, everything is going really well. Here's the thing, we have to decide if we're going to stay married. I know the show is called Married at First Sight, but I don't know if we were deciding if we were going to date, this would be so easy. But the question is, do we want to stay married? I don't know, Michael. Michael. So you remember when you signed up and the first girl was like, no. And then you came back and said, hey, I want to do it again because this is how serious I am. I want to stay married. I want to be married. I want to be married. That's what you said, Michael. So not only did you go down that aisle once, but you went down there twice. And now you're trying to sit up here and tell us that you think that you good with dating Chloe, but you not sure if you want to stay married. Bye. Goodbye. It's funny because Brennan actually brings up a good point. Brennan says, Michael, you said that you were okay continuing to date Chloe. Like if they were going to ask you, do you want to date Chloe? You wouldn't have any question or doubt about it. But what is the difference with saying, do you want to stay married? I understand. We know the legalities, but guess what? Michael and Chloe, they're already living together in a shared space. They already have 5 animals together. At this point, Brendan is saying, "What? Why not just go ahead and stay?" Because Brendan asked him, "Are you happy?" And Michael said, "Yes." Okay, well, Brennan doesn't see the problem because Brennan was not happy in his marriage. He didn't like Emily. He was not happy in his marriage. So for him, decision day was easy. So in Brennan's mind, Brennan is thinking he doesn't understand what Michael is confused about because he knows that Michael is happy. He knows that Michael likes Chloe. So Brennan is just as confused now as the rest of us. And Brennan goes on to say, because you're happy, look for the good, continue to look for the good. And, if you look for the bad, you'll find it. That, Brennan, he spoke a word in this segment. I mean, he really is giving Michael something to think about. We got our opinion about you, Brennan, but you did all right there. So now we are back over with Chloe and Michael, and lo and behold, Chloe has drugged Michael to a house showing, and I don't. Michael is not excited. I mean, he is going along, but he's not happy to be here. Nevertheless, it is a beautiful home. I mean, the house on the outside looks nice. The interior looks really nice. A big backyard. Chloe's in love with the property. Michael could care less. He just is saying, in his head, he does not see a scenario where they can combine their lives immediately after decision day. He does not see it. It does not matter. They were talking about the price to rent that home, and they were saying it was about 500 more than they are both paying combined. And so Michael is saying, do you think you can, find $250? And Chloe's like, yeah. Do you? And, Chloe said, well, maybe, cut back on the shopping. And he says, you think that's all it is? Just say no shopping and that's it. Well, we all know Michael is not getting to stop shopping because he is gonna come out looking good. I mean, he cares about it. He's the fashionista of this season, so he ain't gonna stop shopping. But I think that Chloe she is very she's trying to make it happen. Michael's not going for it. So as they are sitting and talking about the home that they just toured, Michael is saying, he doesn't think although he wants to cohabitate with Chloe, he does not see a scenario where it's going to be possible. So he is questioning her. Okay, so what if it takes us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20 months? Chloe, are you going to be good with that? Like, can we live apart in our own spaces for the next 8 months and be okay? We're only 20 minutes apart. And she says that it's unreasonable. And for the first time, I believe Chloe is being honest and straight up, and just saying what it is. I think it's unreasonable, and she's right. It is unreasonable. So the guys are having a guys get together gathering, and the girls are also all having a gathering as well. And as they are sitting with each other, the guys are, saying, trying to get caught up on how everybody is doing. Um, as well as the girls. Now, one thing I noticed about what Brennan is saying in this moment, he is talking about the situation with the diary cam that Emily had done while they were still married, and the one that he had asked her to delete. He's saying that, I wanted her to delete this particular um, diary cam because she was being very degrading, and he didn't want that aired. And she said, initially she didn't want to delete it, and so he said, well, if you want to just keep it on your phone for your records, that's fine. But he just did not want whatever happened between them that was not aired on TV. He didn't want that to get out. And she went ahead and deleted the diary cam anyway. But his issue with that is that, okay, he thought it was a done situation, but then she brings it up when they were at that little campfire type situation, and she brought that situation back up to everyone and said that he was being controlling. So he didn't like that. That just added another reason why Brennan does not like Emily, like he doesn't already have enough. But that just added another um, notch in his tool belt for that, And on the other side, the girls were talking, and one of the things that, Emily was just saying that her and Brennan are still in a no contact situation. She doesn't want to talk to him, and she feels like that's really the best thing for them at this time. Lauren is stating that, Orion, he had reached out, but she's doing really well. She has the closure she needs. She doesn't want anything from Orion. She does not want to be his friend, or in any type of relationship with him. She's just letting the other ladies know that. And Orion on the other side is saying, I still want to be her friend. Like, I don't get it. Like, Orion, I really don't understand. But I do want to go back to Brennan for just a second, because once again, Brennan is bringing up the fact that, you know, he saved Emily's life. Like, he feels like he saved Emily's life. Brennan, you were with her in a very traumatic time. Um, I don't think you're a doctor, though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know. But I didn't see you providing surgery. But I will definitely give it to Brennan that he was there. He was holding her hand when the accident happened. He did not leave her side. I will give that to Brennan. But for Brennan to keep saying that, you know, I saved her life and she doesn't appreciate it, you taking it too far now, Brennan. Like, come on. So as the men are continuing to talk, I believe it was Orion asked Michael, okay, Michael, isn't it time for your decision day? Isn't it coming up? And Michael is saying, yeah, it's right around the corner. And Michael says that he is legitimately torn. And we can see in the past couple of episodes that, yeah, we are not sure. I am not sure what Michael's answer is going to be. I'm pretty sure that Chloe is going to be a yes at this point, but, you know, it's too many things going on in Michael's head, in my opinion, for him to give a yes on decision day. On the other side, Chloe is speaking with the ladies, and they ask her how she's doing, and she says, I do need a little bit of help from you guys. And then she backtracks and she said, well, more than a little bit. And now she is beginning to get emotional. And she explains to the ladies that, as everything was going pretty good, but Michael has actually let her know that maybe them living together after decision day is not something that he wants to do on a full-time basis. And of course, all the ladies are like, what? Kind of shaking their heads and looking around like, huh? How did this happen? But, you know, I honestly believe when Chloe started giving all of her future plans, which to me was completely fine and completely normal to do, I think Michael has at that point started to get in his head about the whole relationship thing. So it's at the end of the evening, and Chloe is at home. She is in the bed. She is knocked out with all of the animals, and Michael comes in and cuts the light on and says, "Are you asleep?" Yeah, she's asleep. Look at her. But nevertheless, he's waking her up because he is now ready to have a conversation about the state of their marriage. They're having the State of the Union on tonight. So she gets up and Michael just goes on to explain, he says, I feel like I want you to know where I am. I think it's time that we talk about it. It's been time, Michael, but go off, I guess. Um, yeah, so Michael is saying, wants her to know where he is emotionally, and the fact that now he is really thinking about the level of intensity of sharing everything once they say, yes, we want to stay married. And he goes on to talk about, it's really draining thinking about, the future and combining everything in her life and his life and what that's going to look like is draining. But you know what I noticed? These two have not had an argument. And not to say that they needed to have an argument, but you know, because they are always so aware of their words when they are talking to each other, like they both work very hard to make sure that they are saying the right thing in the right way. Like they want to say what they're thinking, but they are always very cognizant of, okay, I need to say something, but I don't want to say it and get this person upset. They've not had any elevated conversations as of yet. So, nevertheless, as they're conversating, Chloe says, okay, I want you to be honest, and this is a safe space. Do you feel like you're ready to get married? And in a roundabout way, he says he's trying to navigate this, but we already know that he's not. We already know that he's not, because what he said to Brennan was, if the question was, am I okay to continue dating Chloe? It wouldn't be a question. It would be an absolute yes. I want to continue dating Chloe. But the name of the show is not dating at first sight. So now he is faced with this dilemma. So he does let her know, that he is questioning the marriage. So Chloe asks Michael, basically, she's asking him, what was me pushing us living together? Did that plant the doubt that you're having at this moment? And Michael says that he's not sure, but it's definitely one of the things. Now I don't think he's being honest in this situation when she's asking him a straight question. I don't think he's being honest with her. Yeah, so Chloe is getting emotional, as to be expected at this point. That's a difficult thing for her to receive because things have been going so well up until the last couple of weeks with them. Things have been going really well. They haven't had any arguments. They did have the one hiccup where in the very beginning, when they first got back from their honeymoon, where Chloe needed to get away and regroup and reset. And, I think Michael actually had a little bit of problem with that, but he didn't say, he didn't mention it to her as well. He did bring it up later in the sense that, he was saying, well, you remember when you needed to take some time away, he was actually using that as an excuse for him feeling like they don't need to live together. So yeah, Chloe is feeling emotional now. And, I hate that. I really do. So, although Chloe is getting emotional, she does say to Michael, listen, I don't want either of us to give up. I want for us to commit to this process and let's just not make our final decision until decision day. And Michael is like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. That brings us to the end of this episode. And I think we are one step closer to the end, y'all. We're almost there. We're almost at decision day for Michael and Chloe. And I'm very interested to see. I still think Chloe will say yes. Michael, it's a toss up. If he had to make a decision today with this episode, I think that he would say no. But we'll see what happens between now and decision day with them too. You drop down in the comments and let me know what you think, and I'm going to meet you there. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.